time, 'cause on the morning line, the guy's got him figured at 5 to 9. So make it effort.
Hello racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, and along with Drew Forster, we're going to go through the Sunday, July 14th races at Hastings. Should be a great afternoon. Got 7 races on tap.
Yep.
It is Winner's Circle Day at the track. It is for retired racehorses. We do have a fundraiser in the marquee tent. We should, right off the top, you should note that New Stride fundraiser. It's their big fundraiser. Should be a lot of fun. Got a great silent auction. Got lots going on up there, and of course Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will be there, so you get a chance to meet.
First overall pick, yeah.
First overall pick in the NHL a few years back, but and a fresh new horse owner. He's got a 2-year-old filly currently in training, and so that should be a lot of fun though. But a lot of great silent auction items.
Yeah, they have
cigars. Got a great package, a spa package, and a night stay at her hotel, the Century Plaza, and so there's a lot of.
Yeah, they did their first one last year. This is the second one. Last year was a big hit. It was lots of fun. So definitely get out there and have a look at it.
Derby attire, if you wish.
That's right.
Because there are
hats, ladies, hats.
Yes, there are. There's a nice prize for the best dressed. From, I think, it's Vancouver Fashion Week.
I think we're a shoe-in.
We're going to win it. But Vancouver Fashion Week is supplying a great prize for the best dressed at the Winner's Circle fundraiser as well. So it should be a great day. All things get underway at 1:30 at the west end of the grandstand. Of course, the races start at 1:50. But it should be a great afternoon on Sunday. Let's get to the first race on the card. Let's try and get some winners for you, to get you some money. $7,500 claimers. Now it's a 3 lifetime sprinting 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 3-horse joint choice. Been running for a little bit more money, as you know, a couple in this race are actually the 3, 4, and 5 are all dropping from 17.5 non-2, non-3 into the 7,500 claimer. But joint choice. Been running very well on some of those 17.5s. Goes without the blinkers again. Tried blinkers on last time. It didn't seem to help.
You went pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, and get him back without the blinkers. Aaron Greider will be reunited with the son of Stephanotis, and I just think this horse is pretty live in this spot. Has some versatility to him as well. Put the 4 Dance Smartly in for Dance Smartly. The old.
It'd be pretty tough in here.
Yeah, Dance Smartly would be really tough, but Dash Smartly would be is going to be tough anyway in here for 7,500. So I'm going to give that horse a shot. And I put the 5 Game 7 in for 3rd.
I agree with joint choice on the top. I like the blinkers off move, as you mentioned. I put Game 7 in for the 2nd spot. I think it could set up well for him. There does appear to be quite a bit of gas. I'm hoping that joint choice doesn't become part of that hot pace scenario. Maybe Greider can just let him sit a little bit in a stalking position, and that would give him the jump on Game 7, which is why I put him on top. Game 7 likes to leave himself lots of work to do, but he should have a fair bit of pace to run at today, so I have him in the 2nd spot. And I put Royal Victor, another one dropping out of that 17.5 category. He won one of those a few back. He drops in for 7,500 too, and switches to Enrique Gonzalez. I got 3, 5, and 2 in the opener. On the second, 3-year-old fillies for $15,000, and I've gone to the 5-horse Uniqua. This is another race I see a fair bit of pace in here with Kyrie's Gal, Officer's Charm, Rodessa. There could be a
pile of speed.
Quite a bit of speed. So I like Uniqua coming from off the pace. She made a nice move last time to win for $10,000. The 15 is pretty much the same kind of caliber horses, so that doesn't scare me. I put Officer's Charm in the 2nd spot. Her first time running for a price. She's been going out to very fast leads and getting tired. I like the move to Greider. He seems to be able to get her to relax. So if she's can relax a little bit and finish stronger, I think she could be part of it. And I put CA Miss out of the Tony Cluche barn, one who made a nice move for maiden 30, won her first start. Then they tried her in Stakes Company. That was a little bit deep water for her. Now in for $15,000, I think she'll be tough. I got 5, 4, and 2.
Yeah, I got the same 3 horses. I went to the 3-horse Honey Skila. I thought a pretty good run against some tougher fillies, and I'm going to give her a shot. Antonio Reyes picks up the mount for the retired Marlo Dunn. There is some speed in here, as you mentioned. Officer's Charm and Curie's. There's got to be a pile of speed in here.
Yeah.
So Honey Skila for me, coming from off the pace. I put the 2 CA Miss. Was given a tough assignment in the Supernatural and gets back to a sprint, better level here. Down for 15, but I give this horse a big chance as well, and I put the 5 Uniqua, who's been running consistently this slow. I think some better fillies in here than Uniqua, but still, you got to have her on the ticket. I went 3, 2, and 5. On to the 3rd race, allowance event for 3-year-olds, going 6.5 furlongs. I've landed on the 2 Stormin for Becca. I was kind of torn between the 2 and the 7, but Stormin for Becca for me, narrow win over El Capone and Ruffy Joe. Has some older horses too, so I'm going to give that horse a big chance. I put Tracker, who's been is a new gelding. He was gelded since his last race. He's been running in some tougher races and hasn't got back to his 2-year-old form. So hopefully this equipment adjustment will help him. He's had a nice work.
Is that what you call that?
That's what we're calling him.
Equipment adjustment.
And the 3 stole it.
Call it.
And I know he wasn't happy about it. But the 3 stole it for 3rd. This horse chased some pretty good. Was out there on the pace in some fast fractions. Got beat by an older horse, El Capone. So I put him in the mix as well. Not a lot of speed in the race, so I think stole it. Must be considered. I went 2, 7, and 3.
This is another race where you can make a case for almost every horse in here. I went to the 4 Modern out of the Dino Condolino's barn. He was part of the Darley package that they bought this year, and I know Dino's very high on this horse. That was a nice work the other day, that 46-4. He looked very good doing it. I know Dino feels that this might be his best 3-year-old, even better than Shooting Jacket, who just won the stakes. So they're very high on him. Aaron Grider takes him out. Grider actually rode this horse twice for Owen Hardy, once at Del Mar, once at Hollywood Park, both in maiden special weights. Then he went over to Phoenix and broke his maiden, and he comes into this race in top form. I really like Modern today. The second spot, I put Stormin for Beck, as you mentioned, a horse that likes to win, 7 starts, 3 wins. He's a tough little guy. Kind of an underrated 3-year-old around these parts. Honest, hard-trying horse. And the third spot, I put Tracker, as you mentioned, the recently gelded Tracker. Poor fella. If he can get back to anything that he was last year, he could be a handful in here. I got 4, 2, and 7 in the third. On to the fourth, 2-year-old fillies, the Boulevard Casino Stakes, going 6.5 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies. I've gone to the 2, Hey Did You Notice, out of the Philip Hall barn. She ran against the boys in the first 2-year-old race this year, and won for fun, won by a few lengths, and looked like much the best that day. Beating Deviance, a boy who came back and won the 6-furlong boys race, and who will be favored in the boys and the boys 2-year-old boys stake later on in the card. So I really like Hey Did You Notice. The second spot, I put Architecture out of the Dino Condolino's barn. Daughter of Dixie Chatter, just got beat a couple lengths by Deviance in that race. Now she goes in against fillies. Enrique Gonzalez takes him out. Architecture could have a lot to say about this. And in the third spot, I put Battling Brook, a horse who's still a maiden out of the Troy Taylor barn. But I don't think we've seen her best race yet. I know she's been working really well, and wouldn't be surprised to see her in the winner's circle at all. I got 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I like the 4 Architecture. This filly's going to be dangerous. That was a good second to Deviance. I mean, that running against the boys, and she gets in against fillies this afternoon. And that's a big plus, and she showed me a lot that day, going 6 furlongs, and she certainly looks the part, and I think she'll be dangerous. I put the 1 Ole's Miss in for second, closing well against Why Is the Rum Gone, going 3.5. But look at those works: 101, 102, 113, and 3/5. That's solid racehorse time, and I think she'll be spot on. And I put the 2 Hey Did You Notice in for. I went 4, 1, and 2. I think those are your 3 fillies here in race number 4, the Boulevard Casino. On to race number 5, maiden 30,000. Older gelding's going to go 6.5 furlongs. I landed on the 8-horse Stone Ridge Storm, just a narrow loser to High Force last time. Doesn't look like there's a lot of speed in the race. I think he's going to get to dictate the pace again, and that's going to make him dangerous. I don't think he's the toughest horse. Might not be the best horse in the race, but I think he's got the right running style and might sneak away. But the 1, What Goes Around, who kind of got shuffled back, he only got beat a length and a half. He's progressively getting better. I think the blinkers on helped him, and I think he'll make more impression this time around, as long as he gets a decent trip from down on the inside. And the 4, Captain Saul, too, is the obvious horse. He's been run well in both of his starts this year, and kind of had a year off, and now third started off a big layoff. So that horse will be dangerous. I went 8, 1, and 4. Those are the 3 horses coming out of the same race. And the 1 long shot, DJ Snow. This horse will be better. This horse had a wide trip. This is the long shot to put in your supers. The 5-horse DJ Snow.
I went with the 4, Captain Salt. He went 4 wide last time, lost a lot of ground. The winner of that race, High Force, got a nice trip out,
up the inside.
Up the inside and won, defeating Stone Ridge Storm. I got Stone Ridge Storm in for second for the reasons Mike mentioned. He should be the dictating pace in here, and I'm sure he'll be a handful in here. Those are the 2 I really like, Captain Salt and Stone Ridge Storm. In the third spot, for a bit of a long shot, I went to Shotgun Ralph, a horse who was stakes placed as a 2-year-old. Ran once this year, ran in against older horses at El Capone race. Kind of out of his conditions, but it did get a start under his belt, and now he shows up for a price for the first time in his career. So maybe just a bit of a long shot, shotgun Ralph in here. I went 4, 8, and 6. On to the 6th race.
The New Westminster.
The New Westminster for 2-year-old boys, going 6.5. And I've gone to the 3 Deviants out of the Troy Taylor barn. He looks to be your favorite in here. Good second hay, did you notice, in his first start going 3.5. I don't think he's really a 3.5 kind of horse.
We'll show that next time.
When they did stretch out and go 6 furlongs, went to the lead, dictated the pace, and ran off in a decent time, too. In the 2nd spot, I got Western Heritage of the Greg Tracy barn. Won a maiden special weight at first asking. Rico Walcott flies in to ride for Greg Tracy. He's not coming over here just for fun. They think they have a big shot with Western Heritage. In the 3rd spot, I put 3-Way Trade. A horse that kind of had a troubled trip in his first start, son of Grand Slam, who I think has quite a bit of talent. And the horse ran second, actually, DS Siobhan, actually got disqualified. It was all over the track. Cut him off about 3 times down the lane. So Grider couldn't really let him run. But I like 3-Way Trade as well. I got 3, 1, and 5.
I've got the same 3 horses, Drew. Deviance is the horse. I mean, really professional in both of his starts so far this year. Just ran into a very fast hay, did you notice, first time. But last time got to the top, and there was lots there. This horse was never really challenged. I know Architecture, kind of was breathing on him at the 8th pole, but I mean, there was never any pressure. This horse won pretty easily. Obviously, he's come out of the race really well, and that's the big thing with 2-year-olds, how they come out of a tough race. He's come back to work nicely twice, and that's a good sign when you see horses work back. And so this horse is a logical key in your pick 4s, and this horse will be dangerous. The one horse that might be able to knock him off is the one Western Heritage. It has the big question mark. You don't know how good he is because he just did win going 3.5 furlongs. But he's in a Fleet Alex. He's got the pedigree out of a Chief's Crown mare. There's something there, and this horse won easily enough, going 3.5. And the runner-up horse Holiday Babe came back and won last weekend as well. But this horse certainly has something, as you mentioned. Rico Walcott in town. But Western Heritage, the rail, it probably isn't the best spot for the horse. I certainly like Deviance's post being in post 3 off the rail because it is 6.5 furlongs. They're back in the chute, so that certainly will favor Deviance, I think. And I agree, the 5 3-Way Trade in for 3rd. Troubled journey first time out, but only 3.5 was his trip, and he'll be dangerous on the stretch out. So 3-1-5 for me. I agree with Drew. On to the 7th and final. Got some fillies and mares here, 4,000 claimers that have not won a race in 2013. 6.5 is the trip. For the 5th time, I think, this year, we'll go to Delta Bouquet.
You guys got quite a relationship going on.
She never makes the post, but she seems to get scratched in the morning of the race all the time. But I'm going to go to her. She worked again in a minute and change. She's classier than a lot of these. She's a good, solid, low-level claimer, and Carl Lawson's had a great start to the season. Aaron Grider picks up the mount. I mean, this is a live filly. I think she's dangerous on the head end. I put the 4 Joey's Jewel in for 2nd. Good runner-up effort last time. To undo it, certainly a filly sitting on another good race. And the 1, See Eye to Eye, I'm going to ask her to run up the rail and get 3rd. But I like 7, 4, and 1. I really like Delta. She's the best in the race, I think. Going 6.5 is Delta Bouquet.
Absolutely. I got Delta Bouquet on top. All signs point to Delta Bouquet. She's dropping down to a new low, gets Grider. Grider and Lawson teamed up for a win last week. I think they can do it again in the nightcap on Sunday. As you mentioned, Joey's Jewel, I have her in the 2nd spot. Logical horse, just got led the whole way, just got run down by Undo It last time. In the 3rd spot, I put Scopa, Amadeo Perez taking over.
You like her?
I like Scopa. I always throw Scopa in there. She's always run on late. She's an honest little mare that always runs tough. Tough little daughter of Holy Bull. I got 7, 4, and 5 in the nightcap.
I don't think I've lost with Delta Bouquet this year either. I think I picked her like 5 times, and every time you get your money back.
You always get your money back
because you get scratched every time.
That's right.
That'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday program. Next up on screen will be a quick recap of our selections. Back in race number 1, I went with the 3, Joint Choice, 3, 4, 5. In the 2nd race, I once again went to the 3, Honey Skila, calling for a bit of an upset, 3, 2, 5. Race number 3, the 2, Stormin' for Becca over the 7, Tracker, and the 3, Stole It. Race number 4, the 4, Architecture, in the first of 2 stakes races on the program. This is the Boulevard Casino. And a call for her to defeat the 1, Always Miss, and the 2, Hey, Did You Notice? And race number 5, the 8, Stonebridge Storm over the 1 and 4. The 6th race, that is the New Westminster. The favored number 3, Deviance, looks dangerous over the 1, Western Heritage, and the 5, 3-Way Trade. 7th and final, number 7, Delta Bouquet. Going to try her again. Delta Bouquet, 7, 4, 1.
I've many of the same picks as Mike today. In the first race, I agree. I went with number 3, Joint Choice, over the 5 and the 2. The 2nd race, I went to number 5, Uniqua, over the 4 and the 2. In the third race, I went to the newcomer, number 4, Modern. I really like Modern, over the 2 and the 7. In the fourth race, I went to number 2, Hey Did You Notice, over the 4 and the 5. In the fifth, I went to the 4-horse, Captain Salt, over the 8 and the 6. In the sixth race, I agree with Mike on number 3, Deviance, over the 1 and the 5. And as well in the nightcap, I agree with Mike, race 7, number 7, Delta Bouquet, over the 4 and the 5.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Handicappers Corner. Don't forget, please do come on out to the Winner's Circle fundraiser, actually the New Stride fundraiser, which is called the Winner's Circle. It's down at the west end of the grandstand on Sunday, July the 14th. It's a great cause. It is for, you love these horses, you love to watch them run, but what happens when they stop running? And it's nice to know that a lot of them get homes and get reunited with and retrained to be riding and pleasure horses for young girls, young guys, and but please do come on out because we're the society is totally, it's nonprofit, totally based on donations,
and it'll be a heck of a lot of fun too.
It will be, as I mentioned. Ryan Nugent Hopkins coming out, fresh, brand new horse owner, is pretty proud to have a horse. He bought one at the CTHS sale last year, and he'll be in attendance. So, as well as a lot of it, it'll be a great turnout.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
But you can come out. It's a great spot to watch the races too from the marquee tent. So please do come on out. That's this Sunday, July the 14th at 1:30 out at the marquee tent. Well, on behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicappers Corner. We'll see you next week here at the Derby Bar and Grill.
That's real sincere. I'm taking Valentine, 'cause in the morning.